Okay, so here we go. I'm going to give you these steps. You got to pay attention to these steps because I promise you, if you do what I'm asking you to do, you should be able to graph any quadratic function I give you. All right? So just pay attention and think. Don't just write this down. Think about what I'm saying. All right? First thing we're going to do is find the y-intercept and plot the point. Now, let's stop here. We haven't seen this word in a couple of months. Your y-intercept is the point that will be on the y-axis. Let's just use some common sense. I talked about that last section. It's not so common. Your y-intercept will be the point on the y-axis. It doesn't have an x-coordinate. The trick to knowing, or the shortcut to knowing what your y-intercept is this. Write this down. It will always, underline always, be C. All right? So whatever your C is in the function, whatever your C is in your function, whatever that number is, that tells you what number to plot on the y-axis. Easy. Don't mess up easy. Okay? Plot that point. That's the first point that's going to be on your parabola is that y-intercept. Next step. Okay? You're going to find the axis of symmetry and draw it on the graph. Okay, we just wrote down how you find the axis of symmetry, but I'm going to write it down again. Your axis of symmetry will be x equal to the opposite of b, so whatever your middle term is, just the b. Just the b. We're just talking about the numbers here. Take the opposite of that and then divide it by 2 times a. So whatever that number is, that's your dashed line. That's your dashed line, okay? And you draw in that dashed line. We're taking this one step at a time. Then the third thing you're going to do is find the coordinates, just one, of the vertex. And I'll show you how to do that. That is all determined by the number you get here. You're going to take this number, plug it into your y, do a little math. Shouldn't be too hard. And then that tells you where your vertex is. So you're going to find the coordinate of the vertex and plot it. And here's the thing. This is when I'm going to know who's paying attention and who isn't, who's serious and who isn't. I already know, but y'all are very predictable. So when you plot your vertex, let's put in parentheses, it should always, underline always, be on the axis of symmetry. So if your vertex is way over somewhere, you did something wrong. Your vertex is the point that lies on the axis of symmetry. So once you graph this line and do that dashed line, your vertex will be a point on that line. If it's not, you did something wrong. It ain't me, it's you. Okay? So that's going to be a clue to let you know if you're on the right track. So we've got our y-axis, our y-intercept, that's step one. You got your axis of symmetry, that's going to be that dashed line going through the middle. And now you got your vertex, that's going to be a point on the dashed line. Here's step 4. Last step. You're going to make an XY table. And this is going to be a really short one with a positive X and a negative X. Now, you're not going to get that fancy shortcut where they're the same number. No, that's gone. Because when you introduce the b throws that out the window. So you're going to do a positive 2 and a negative 2, or a positive 3 and a negative 3. Put those numbers in your function, and maybe you'll get lucky, but I doubt it. Put those numbers in the function, get your 2 different y's, then you're going to plot those points. So you're going to make the XY table with a positive X and a negative X. You get to pick, just as long as it's not, something that you've already, don't pick anything crazy. Make it small, positive 1, negative 1, something easy. And then plot those points. Then you're ready to connect your points and make your curve. All right? So 4 steps, heavy duty, serious steps. Serious, are you ready to be a sophomore in geometry steps? Not, I'm still acting like a little silly 8th grader steps. All right? So man up. We can do this if you take your time and you actually put some thought into it. It is not difficult. You just got to think about it.